Did you ever see me upset about that?
Is that you want a goddamn cruise?
Where's my vacation? All I wanted was a cruise.
Gloria Hole unpacks Drag Race's most iconic fight. Darling, if drag is war and heels, then this was the battle that shook the workroom to its rhinestone-studded core.
I thought it was kind of sloppy just to...
Because I told you to do something that you're good at.
Welcome back to Queen Central, where shade is currency and truth is always served piping hot. I am your host, Gloria Hole, and today we are spilling the tea on one of the fiercest, most dramatic showdowns in Rupaul's Drag Race herstory.
I'm legendary makeup abuser. I'm the best at being a loser.
In the world of high heels, sharp tongues, and even sharper eyeliner, only one thing is certain: drama is inevitable. But among all the glitz, glamour, and gag-worthy runways, few rivalries have left the kind of glitter-stained legacy that Sharon Needles versus Phi Phi O'Hara did. From fierce catwalks to furious Untucked face-offs, from cutting critiques to unforgettable shade, what began as laughter spiraled into tension, betrayal, and the downfall of a friendship once filled with potential. This was not just reality TV, this was a drag civil war, and we are about to dive deep into the lashes, the lip syncs, and the legacy of a feud that defined a season and divided a fandom. So buckle up, hennies, and clutch your pearls, because this is not just a recap. This is the anatomy of a friendship undone by glitter, pressure, and ambition. This is Sharon Needles versus Phi Phi O'Hara, the Untucked Truth. Friendship in Full Glam, Season 4. A legendary beginning. In the dazzling chaos of Season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, two queens emerged not only as top contenders, but as unexpected allies. Sharon Needles, the self-proclaimed spooky queen from Pittsburgh, brought a dark, edgy, alternative aesthetic rarely seen before on the show. Opposite her stood Phi Phi O'Hara, a polished pageant queen with razor-sharp makeup and even sharper ambition. At first, the chemistry between them was magic. Fans watched sparks fly, not romantic, but dynamic.
I like you, Phi Phi.
Didn't Sharon look pretty yesterday?
What?
Sharon.
And no matter where I am in this studio, I can hear her laugh, and it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
In early episodes, the two queens exchanged playful banter and backstage encouragement. Sharon praised Phi Phi's flawless presentation, while Phi Phi acknowledged Sharon's out-of-the-box creativity. Their chemistry was undeniable, said one Drag Race producer in a later interview. From shared jokes to heartfelt moments in the workroom, they looked like they might make it to the finale hand in hand. But in Drag Race, where every mirror is a battlefield and every sequin hides a strategy, friendships are fragile things. Tension under the foundation. The cracks begin to show. As the episodes wore on and eliminations thinned the herd, the competition began to shift. Gone were the lighthearted reads and backstage giggles. In their place, side-eyes, whispers, and icy confessionals. The turning point? Sharon's growing popularity with fans and judges. Her gothic couture, mixed with brilliant wit, was winning challenge after challenge. Meanwhile, Phi Phi, despite her stellar runway looks, often found herself overshadowed. I feel like Sharon's always playing the victim. It is exhausting, Phi Phi snapped during a confessional. Phi Phi's energy has shifted, Sharon confided to another queen. It is like she is constantly on edge, like the claws are out. Online forums lit up like a pride parade. Fans dissected every glare, every snarky remark. Are they frenemies now? Some asked. Is Phi Phi jealous? Others speculated. Whether jealousy, stress, or clashing styles sparked it. One thing was certain: the stage was set for a showdown. The explosion. Unfiltered, untucked, unforgettable. The Frenemies episode.
It's so much better.
I do it so much better.
I do it so much better than you.
The climax of their unraveling friendship came in episode 10. Frenemies. The twist, Sharon and Phi Phi were forced to team up for a duet challenge. Ironic, given the obvious tension already boiling between them. Their styles clashed. Sharon leaned into camp and shock. Phi Phi pushed for glamour and polish. Practices were tense. Their onstage performance, though professionally executed, lacked harmony. And then came Untucked. The post-show lounge became a war zone. Viewers watched in stunned silence as Phi Phi, voice raised and eyes flashing, accused Sharon of coasting on a gimmick.
So I
am a showgirl, bitch. Go back to Party City where you belong.
Phi Phi, go back to Party City where you belong. Sharon, at least I am not a tired pageant queen with no originality. The room fell silent. The other queens stared. A line had been crossed, not only in the heat of competition, but in the foundation of a friendship that had once held real promise. That was the moment everything shattered. One castmate later recalled, "We knew they would not be friends again after that." Party City became a viral catchphrase, immortalized on t-shirts, memes, and drag lore. But behind the humor was something raw, the collapse of a bond that could have been something beautiful. The falling out, when glitter turns to glass. After that explosive fight, the workroom was never the same. Where once they stood shoulder to shoulder, Sharon and Phi Phi now orbited separate worlds. The silence between them was louder than any scream. Mutual friends felt the chill. The energy shifted in group challenges. The once friendly competition had become personal, and the whole world was watching. It was not just a TV moment, said another queen from the season. You could feel it. It changed the whole dynamic of the room. Phi Phi doubled down, throwing herself deeper into the game, trying to prove that her look-first approach had value. Sharon, meanwhile, used humor and irony to distance herself, often making sarcastic comments that thinly veiled deeper wounds. The divide was complete, and though both made it far, Sharon ultimately winning the crown, the cost of that path was a broken friendship, broadcast for millions. Reflections in the rear view, looking back, with or without regret. In the years that followed, both queens addressed the infamous feud. In interviews, podcasts, and panels, they peeled back the glitter to reveal the humanity underneath. Sharon Needles. We were under so much pressure. It was intense. Looking back, I wish I had taken a breath instead of a jab. Phi Phi O'Hara. We were all in survival mode. It was not just about winning. It was about being seen. And I didn't always handle that with grace. Though their tones were more measured years later, reconciliation remained elusive. At reunions and DragCon events, the two maintained polite distance. No public hugs, no social media followbacks. Just quiet acceptance that the past was the past. The fans remained divided. Team Sharon and Team Phi Phi camps still debated online, sometimes passionately, sometimes playfully. But for the queens themselves, the feud lives more as a scar than a headline. Why this fight still matters. Friendship, fame, and the price of pressure. So why did this fight capture so much attention? Why does it still echo over a decade later? Because it was not just a fight. It was a metaphor. Sharon and Phi Phi's clash revealed the high-stakes emotional environment of reality television. It showcased how quickly closeness can curdle when ambition, identity, and exhaustion collide. It was a window into the reality behind reality TV. Drag Race pushes queens to the limit, one former contestant explained. You are exhausted, judged constantly, and under a microscope. It is not a runway, it is a pressure cooker. Their feud became a cautionary tale. As new seasons introduce fresh queens and fresh conflicts, the Sharon versus Phi Phi storyline remains the gold standard of Drag Race feuds. Not because it was petty, but because it was real. The legacy left behind. More than a fight, a cultural reset. This fight did not only mark a moment in the show, it helped shape the evolution of Drag Race itself. Fans began to question how much editing shaped narratives, how pressure affected mental health, and whether queens were being lifted up or torn down for ratings. It sparked bigger conversations about vulnerability and villainy. Because let us be real, sometimes reality TV blurs that line too well. Phi Phi later became a poster child for the Drag Race villain edit, while Sharon was elevated as the alternative darling. But in truth, both were complex artists navigating a high-stakes game where the reward was fame, but the cost was authenticity. Their story inspired future queens to be more outspoken about their mental health, to challenge toxic expectations, and to remind fans that drag queens are human beings, not characters in a show for perpetual judgment. And in that way, the Sharon versus Phi Phi fallout was not the end of something. It was the beginning of a new kind of awareness in the drag world. One where queens could shine, stumble, and still be seen for who they are. Bold, broken, brilliant. In the world of drag, the lashes are fake, but the feelings are real. Sharon Needles and Phi Phi O'Hara gave us iconic looks, unforgettable moments, and yes, one of the most legendary fights in Drag Race herstory. But beneath the drama was a story of two artists fighting to be seen, heard, and validated. A story of how the crown can cost more than just effort. It can cost connection. So, the next time you hear Party City, remember, behind every catchphrase is a person. Behind every wig is a world of pressure. And behind every feud is a fragile, fabulous heart. Sound off, queens. Whose side were you on? Sharon or Phi Phi? Were you rooting for spooky creativity or pageant polish? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more untucked truths and fierce herstories, only on Queen Central. Until next time, this is Gloria Hole, signing off. Stay bold, stay kind, and always stay fabulous.